Welcome to the Lead Her Radio Show, where up is in and women are on the rise. Featuring your host, Kim Boudreaux-Smith, business consultant and strategist, speaker, and international best-selling author. Kim supports women entrepreneurs in becoming top producers in their business. Kim's guests will be sharing business strategies and how to overcome obstacles and achieve true success. And now, here's your host, Kim Boudreaux-Smith.
Hey, good Thursday, first day of spring afternoon to everybody. And you wouldn't know it's spring here in Michigan. I think this is an April Fool's joke, and we're not even to April yet. But anyways, welcome back to another Lead Her Up as in Women on the Rise. In fact, gosh, my guests are not women on the rise. These women have risen, and you're going to get to meet another woman that is just amazing. She's been a multiple co-author of mine, and she was in The Bold is Beautiful, and I'm talking a lot about her, and she's been on the show before. But before we move on and bring her out of that comfortable, beautiful green room that she's having, I don't know, maybe some coffee or tea or something in, we'll find out. I want to go over a couple of things. As you all know, and I just want to keep a nice little gentle reminder, is on December 20th, this past December, Bold is Beautiful, we launched, and it became a #1 international bestseller on Amazon.com. And if you haven't received your book, go ahead to Amazon and grab your copy. You'll get to meet my guest that's on there today, who wrote very beautifully, and in fact, all the co-authors wrote very beautifully. They took their hearts out from their sleeves onto paper. I couldn't have asked for anything more from these co-authors. These women are beautiful, and I just want everyone to meet these co-authors. They're just amazing women. I'm in the process now of Bold is Beautiful 2, which is the bare bone truth of owning a business. And that will be out at the end of May. If you're interested in a co-author opportunity, reach out to me at www.kimboysmith.com and just fill out the contact, and I'll get back in touch with you. We're broadcasting live this afternoon from the Bold radio station. Sit tight. We just had, spring is here. In fact, my guest Terry and I were just talking a little bit about the show of, we didn't use these actual words, but it's what I was thinking, the spring cleaning, how we transform and go through things and shift things and stuff like that. And she's going to be talking a little bit about that. I want to give that away yet until I bring her out. But Bold radio station, in such a very short amount of time, is going through a major shift. We dabbled in it yesterday, and what an exciting day it was. And I cannot wait to really ramp that up full time. We're going to be changing up a lot of things. Cannot wait to share them all with you. Not yet. Still a little early, but by the beginning of April, we should be 100% of everything new that is going on. But enough of that. And by the way, if you would like to host your own radio show and don't want all the stress, fuss, and muss and technology learning skills involved, reach out, because that's what Bold Radio Station provides, a 5-star turnkey for women business owners who would like to have their own radio show. That's www.boldradiostation.com. Okay, enough of that, because I'm speaking fast, because I know we need the whole hour, because when my guests and I start talking, it's a lot of fun. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my guest, Terry Wildman. Terry's 30-year career includes owning a leadership and wellness center, a manufacturing company, and work as a career transition trainer and certified image consultant for 11,000 military personnel, from the C-suite to frontline personnel, international speaker and trainer, certified success coach, and a 4-time, count them, 4-time, that might have changed, I think it might be 5-time, because I know I'm up there with her, international best-selling author. Terry Wildman shares her wisdom with intuitive leaders and conscious professionals and social entrepreneurs to awaken the possibilities to create positive results in business and life. Terry's books are Unlock the Power of You, Success in High Heels, which is an international bestseller, Hot Mama in High Heels, which is an international bestseller, Bold is Beautiful, international bestseller, and The Missing Piece in Business, which is also an international bestseller. Without further ado, would you please all welcome Terry on to the Lead Her Up as in Women on the Rise show. Terry, welcome.
Thank you, Kim. It is so exciting to be here. And before we move on, congratulations on your accomplishments. I'm very proud of you and what you have put together here with this radio show. Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, you've been part of that journey, haven't you?
Yeah, sure have.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, I've known you now for a while, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, Bold is Beautiful, and we've been in, I think, in just about every one of the books between Success in High Heels, Hot Mom in High Heels, Bold is Beautiful, The Missing. We've been in 4 of the books. We've been in all of them.
Yeah, and that's how we met.
Yes, it is. That's how we met.
That's exactly how we met, which is very exciting. I mean, it's very exciting. So, you know what, Terry, let's begin. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what it is that you do. And I have a bunch of questions, but I know you well enough. I'm going to just open up with, just talk a little bit about what is this, your wisdom that you share, your training that you share with, what's in these intuitive leaders and conscious professionals and social entrepreneurs to awaken possibilities. What do you do?
What I do in a nutshell is merge all of my life experiences and what I needed to learn for myself to work in the corporate arena as well as in the holistic arena, to be able to really be the best that I can be. And what I mean by that is I love corporate America, but it stressed me out. It stressed me out so badly that I experienced several burnouts. And the different things that I did to heal myself and to learn how to heal myself and to learn how to view the world is what I now use when I work with my executives, my entrepreneurs, my messengers, my visionary leaders who want to move forward by helping them clear their energetic blocks and also work from what I call a very energetic, practical, intuitive, spiritual, tactical, logical, and emotional level. So I merge all of that together and we break through what is holding them back from achieving the positive results that they are looking for.
That's wonderful. You know, you said something really, to me, Terry, is priceless, is burnout. And I know this is not the topic of the show today, but
sure.
Since you brought that up, if we could just stay there for a minute or 2 or 3 or 4.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about burnout, because I know a lot of people, I myself included, have experienced that. How do we get to that, and how do we pull ourselves out of it?
Well, that's a brilliant question. And the topic for today was law of attraction, and it actually includes a lot of that. And ironically, as you know, I happen to be in the Philadelphia area right now. I'm from Rhode Island, but I'm in the Philadelphia area to deliver a keynote speech called Zap the Stress, Shift the Chaos. It's one of my 2 favorite talks. And I am a licensed stress coach. And I became a licensed stress coach because of all of those burnouts. And those burnouts were created because I tend to be a type A personality, as you are also, Kim. And we go. And what happens is our perspectives of what is happening around us, depending on what is happening around us, our perspectives of those events, our behaviors and how we see those events tend to create our stressors. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people talk about, I'm so stressed. From a law of attraction perspective, if you keep telling yourself that you're stressed, guess what? You are going to be stressed. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of, and my phone just agreed with that. It went off at the moment I said that. We call that in the coaching industry 3rd level listening. So yeah, that's a big deal. And the one thing that happens with stress, if you imagine a 3-legged stool, okay? The seat of the stool has the word stress on it. Around the rim is the word boundaries. And then one leg has diet and the other leg has exercise. That's what most people and doctors talk about. They talk about the diet, they talk about the exercise, stress. Well, stress in and of itself is not bad or good. It's actually neutral. It's the energy and our perspective that makes it either bad or good. proven to be the crux of the matter when it comes to stress is, bada-ba-bing, drum roll, our emotions.
Yeah.
Our emotions. And when we learn to understand that it's our emotions that are at the core of our burnouts, it's our emotions and our lack of boundaries, that's when we start to take our life back. It's not our husbands that are creating our stress. It's not our wives that are creating our stress. It's not our kids that are creating our stress. The teachers, our bosses, our coworkers, the traffic, none of that is creating our stress. We create the stress based on our perceptions of those specific events.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So when you were there, and that was a while ago, Terry, when you were there, what did you do to pull yourself out? Because, people say, oh, I'm stressed. And that stress is like, to me, I don't know why, but let's make this the last snowball of the year. I see the snowball that's going down a hill. It's getting bigger, and it's picking up things as it's going. Like it could pick up a leaf, it could pick up a mitten, it could pick up a bunch of stuff. That stress starting as that small snowball, and as it gets bigger, it picks up, because there's disease, there's all that involved. So share with us what you did to pull yourself out of that burnout and how you manage your stress so the stress doesn't control you.
Well, one thing you said is, how did I pull myself out? Well, let me first say that, in 2001 was when I got certified with the Heart Math Institute, and I'll go back to that moment in just a second. However, managing stress and working with law of attraction is a 24/7 job. Mm-hmm. Okay? And the reason for that is we live in the land of negativity. Our news is negative. Our newspapers are negative. The TV is negative. The shows we watch are negative. There's very little positivity in our TV shows. And if we're constantly getting hit, whether it's email, TV, radio, whatever it is that is negative, if we're constantly listening to negative music, we are dousing ourselves with this negative energy. And this negative energy eats at us. It's like a cancer that just eats at you. And the only way to stop that is to just stop. Literally go into what I call the neutral zone. Now, if you can imagine a scale, okay, like a scale of justice, all right? People are always saying, oh, I need work-life balance. I'm achieving work-life balance. Kim, do you know of any person who's ever achieved work-life balance?
Well, work-life balance doesn't exist. That's one of my my lunch and learns and my topics I talk about. Work-life balance is a myth. It's a myth.
Exactly.
It's a myth. It's a myth.
Exactly. We have been sold a bill of goods with this nonsense. Mm-hmm. However, what there is work-life harmony. And work-life harmony is about recognizing that there are 5 pillars of life, which is your career, your finances or money, and money and finances are different, by the way. So it's finances or money. So your career, finances or money, your spirituality, your relationships, and your health. Those are the 5 pillars of life. And it is about having that scale gently moving back and forth in harmony between all 5 of those pillars of life. Now, what ended up happening with me, and your question to me was, what was it that finally got me out? In 2000, I was taken to the emergency room. And that was one of a few trips that I have done. And in that trip, they thought I was having a heart attack. We did find out that at that time that there were some heart issues there that I was born with, which I never knew. Nobody ever knew. Mm-hmm. However, when I got out, I was feeling fine. And my friend who picked me up, who was a nurse, she said to me, let's go home. And I said, no, I need to go to the specific store. She's looking at me like I'm nuts. What? I said, just trust me. I need to go to the store. So we went to the store, and it was like this beacon that was wrapped around my throat, dragging me into the bookstore of this specific store, into the book section. And I stood there, and literally, this book fell from the top shelf at my feet. And the book was called The Heart Math Solution. I took it home, read it, went back, bought all copies that were left, and I gave it to my clients. And less than a year later, it was actually the week after 9/11 happened on a Tuesday. That Thursday, I flew out from Rhode Island to San Francisco. I was the first flight into San Francisco and got certified that weekend as a heart math stress coach. And I haven't looked back. And it was the beginning of teaching me that the heart organ is actually a brain. And by shifting into the heart, we shift out of chaos into coherence. And we work with the heart and the brain in the head. The heart is a brain. When we merge the brain in the head with the brain in the heart, we shift into that famous zone that so many athletes tap into, and it becomes an effortless existence. Everything happens very clearly, very vividly, very easily. And when we do that, we begin to release our stressors. Our DHEA levels come up, our cortisol levels come down, and we learn to see things from a very clear place. And that begins to heal your body, it begins to heal your mind, and it begins to get you healthier and healthier the more you breathe deeply, shift into your body, and look at the world from a much more positive place.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's that shifting of, the mind, which is a muscle, and, it's all connected, but that is so wonderful that you were calling in that book to literally drop at your feet. I mean, I say, and this is part of the law of attraction, is I've always say the cliche is be careful what you ask for. Well, hell no. Hell no. Just be crystal clear what you ask for, because it arrives, it shows up, and sometimes, Terry, that book fell off the shelf at your feet. Sometimes the books fall off the shelf and hit us on our heads because we're not listening to it's not that we're listening. It's not, we're not receiving what we're asking for when we've asked for it,
Right.
So talk about that law of attraction and how you work with your clients and when you go into corporate accounts and things like that. How do you, what's happening there? How do you shift? Especially in corporate.
Law of attraction is, the reason why I love working with law of attraction is because, honestly, I was attracting things into my life and not understanding how I was attracting them. And the things I'm talking about were very positive things. I attracted my house. I attracted my husband. I attracted my kids. I attracted my car. And you've known me. I've shared these stories with you before, that some of these things I sat there going, how did I do that? Especially with my house. And if people want to learn about that story, the story is on my website, on my blog, which is www.awakenthepossibilities.com. But that was the first really, really big physical thing that I attracted that knocked my socks off, and I didn't understand what law of attraction was all about. But I talk about the steps that I took, and I had no clue what I was doing. Step 1 in law of attraction is identifying your desire. Step 2 is about giving your desire attention. Step 3 is about allowing, and that leads into the law of expectation. And I did all 3 of those things, but not understanding what I was doing. And this house that was crystal clear, written on a piece of paper, down to the hammock between 2 trees and the kid's wooden swing in the backyard, manifested for me. And I'm talking down to the number of bedrooms, down to the number of bathrooms, the closet, even the picture window, the garage on the side. It was just insane how clear I was and how clearly I manifested this home. And it was after that I started really researching the law of attraction. And what I understood was that we are all deliberate attractors. We are all, every single blasted one of us, have the talents, the gift, and the capability of attracting everything that we want. When you take a good look at your life, we have power over what is in our life. And this is where the boundaries thing comes in. If we're on overwhelm, if we're stressed, if we are quote unquote negatively stressed out, if we are constantly in the midst of drama, law of attraction has a big role in that, and we control what we want. Say there's a situation where in business you're down to your last $25. Instead of focusing on the words, this is my last $25, what am I going to do? Think about those words. This is my last $25. What are you manifesting? your last $25.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you shift that to this $25 are my seed money, I know it can grow and grow and grow, and these are the kinds of clients I want to work with. This is what I want my business to look like. And then you take inspired action and you start going to networking skills with the clarity of who your ideal client is. And you start to meet people and you start to talk. You are going to be attracting to yourself the magnificent things that you want. But if you sit there saying, oh my gosh, this is my last 25, my last 25, my last 25, that is what you're attracting.
Is that last 25. Absolutely. So how do you implement that when you have a corporate client, corporate account, invites you in to do work inside of corporate? How do you implement all that? Because sometimes, when you step in, Terry, to corporate America, or not just corporate America, but let's say corporate America, because you and I live in the United States, is
right.
Some people look at that as like, oh, she's full of what, and this is woo-woo.
Oh, right. Well, I'm certified with Michael Logier, who is a very practical, tactical, and logical man. Okay? And he is also well-versed in NLP. And the way he teaches law of attraction, which is now the way I teach law of attraction, has, as I just mentioned, that very practical, tactical, and logical undercurrent. So when you think about it, your words create, it's a mathematical equation, bottom line. Your words create thoughts, your thoughts create vibes, your vibes create your results. A plus B plus C equals D. Very simple. Your results are created by your vibes that are created by your thoughts that are created by your words.
Mm-hmm.
A plus B plus C equals D. That is how corporate America likes to speak. So when I go in, I don't go in selling law of attraction. I go in selling zap the stress, shift the chaos. People want to learn how to zap their stress. Or I go in teaching how to communicate to create positive results. And I teach DISC and I incorporate law of attraction philosophy and dynamics in there. And they start to realize that, oh my gosh, yes, this is a very coherent and practical part of the specific skill sets that I am teaching them. So I make law of attraction a part of what I teach, not necessarily, I don't want to use the word not, instead of a standalone topic. And it works brilliantly, it works beautifully. And yesterday, after my Zap the Stress speech, I actually had the CEO of this organization that I spoke with come up to me and say, I'm calling my secretary and having her cancel some of my appointments to shift my boundaries. Mm-hmm. And I looked at him and he said, I was waiting to hear that. And then we started talking about law of attraction, and he got it. He said, for the first time, I understand that. It didn't feel woo-woo to him. It felt very practical, tactical, and logical because of the way it was taught with A plus B plus C equals D.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Go over that a little bit again. Go back to a whole I feel like you and I are in a book. Go back to a whole paragraph before that. The 1, 2, 3. You did steps 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then A, B, because I really want people to catch this, Terry.
Sure. Okay. Law of attraction. Step number 1 is identify your desire. So if you're not clear on what your desire is, you're very clear on what you don't want. So say I'm going to do something simple like a car. Okay. I'm going to use something physical. Some people say, oh, you're talking about physical, which just happens to be easy to teach law of attraction using that.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
What don't I want? I don't want a yellow car. I don't want a blue car. I don't want a green car. I don't want this, then this. So if I don't want a yellow car, what color car do I want? Okay, I want either a red car or a black car. Okay, I don't want cloth seats. What kind of seats do you want? I want leather seats. Okay, I don't want a car without a GPS. I want a car with a GPS. I don't want this. I want this. I don't want this. I want this. Once you're very clear on what you don't want, you fold that paper in half, and I highly suggest that you write it because that act of writing creates an energetic connection. You fold that paper in half. You focus solely on what you do want. That's step number 1. Step number 1 is identifying what you want. Step number 2 is giving that desire attention. So with step number 2, keep reading what it is you want. And all of a sudden, you're going to see all these cars on the road that look just like the car that you want. I want that car. Ooh, I like that car. Ooh, there's a red car. Ooh, it's got the leather seat just like I want. Ooh, what is that thing? Ooh, I got to take note of that. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Next thing you know is you got to listen to your intuition. Once you listen to your intuition, then about where to go. You go and it's going to come to you. It's what happened with us. Our car got totaled. What I'm sharing with you are exact steps that I took. Our car got totaled 3 years ago, and I wanted either a Sienna or a Honda Odyssey. I wanted a gray car. I wanted a sunroof. Bada bing, bada boom. I wanted this. I researched it for 4 days. I drove my husband to the airport, dropped him off, and I kept getting this intuitive hint and I just couldn't get it out of my head. I said, fine, I give up. I'm going to go to this car dealership. Sure enough, I pull in, and I'm laughing myself silly. Got BMW, Lexus, Porsche, Jaguar. I'm like, really? I'm going to get a minivan here? And I drove around the parking lot, and darn if behind the building, there was a gray Honda Odyssey and a red Sienna. Mm-hmm. I walked in. There was a gentleman who I was working with who thought I had 3 heads on my shoulders when I told him that I wanted to look at the Honda Odyssey or the Sienna. Kept trying to sell me on a Lexus. We walked around the back. That van, the Honda Odyssey, which I did end up getting, by the way, was turned in the day before.
Oh, wow.
It was turned in the night before as a trade-in. They had no idea what they had. And again, to make the story short and very sweet, I knew what the cost of these vans were. They quoted me, it was a 2009 at the time with 25,000 miles on it, and they quoted me $10,000 under the price they should have quoted me. I called up my husband, left a message on his phone. He landed in California. I said, guess what? He said, okay, let's see if they'll hold on to it on Friday when I get back. And my husband got back. Nobody else was interested in the car. He came back, looked at it, called me up because I was then in California. He was home. We switched spots. And he said, it's ours at the price, $10,000 less than what we would have paid for it if we had gone anywhere else. The next day, the dealership calls us up and says, Mr. Wilderman, we made a mistake. We quoted you our cost. Yeah, no kidding. And they asked if we would pay $500 over, and I don't begrudge anybody making a little bit of money, and I said, yeah, sure. So we ended up getting exactly what I wanted from A to B. So I hope that story tells you, number one, I identified my desire, which was a minivan, and in this case, it ended up being gray. Number two, gave my desire attention. I did tons and tons of research on it. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. Number three, I stepped into allowing, and I stepped into allowing by listening to my intuition and allowing the car to find me. I listened to my intuition. I drove to the most unlikely space on the planet, and there it was in all its glory. And 3 years later, I am driving the love of my car, of my life when it comes to automobile vehicles, which is my Honda Odyssey. I love my Odyssey.
I love that Odyssey. I love that. That's cute. I like that. All right, Terry, before we move on, please give out your contact information to the listeners.
Sure. My website, www.awakenthepossibilities.com. And you can reach me at 401-849-5900. In Facebook, Terry Wilderman, www.facebook.com/Terry Wilderman. And I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Pinterest. Just type in Terry Wilderman. I'm all over the place.
Yes, you are all over the place. Which is awesome. So just everyone, just type in Terry's name and get in contact with her. Okay, now I want to throw. You said something, and we know each other, so I think I can throw a little bit of other end of the spectrum question to you. All right, so you're working with clients. And you're out there and you're speaking and you're moving and you're shaking and you're doing all sorts of stuff, and someone comes up to you, because I know I've got to tell you, I think you've had this. You and I have not personally had this conversation, but you talk about tapping into your intuition. Let's say it's me. Hey Terry, I'm working with you. I'm your client, but I don't know how the hell to tap into my intuition. What the heck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That is a very interesting statement that you made, because a lot of people, first of all, they think it's woo-woo. They don't realize that we're born with our intuition. And the best way I describe it is I say to folks, have you ever done something and something inside of you said not to do it and you did it anyway, and they look at me and go, yeah, I've done it so many times. I said, that is your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
The moment something inside of you, whether it's that little feeling in that stomach or the words that you hear, or something is just saying, don't do this, and you do it anyway.
Yep.
That is your intuition. And you can tap in it very clearly once you shift into the heart, which is the seat of intuition. And there are steps that I teach folks on how to shift with their intuition. And I have a free gift that I'll be offering your folks to help them do that at the end of the radio show.
That'll be great. I think that's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. Anyways, so what happens when they say, well, yeah, sure, I remember that happened about 20 years ago. I remember my gut feeling, but Terry, how do I become stronger and stay in that environment? Because you are very passionate and very present and strong in that environment with your intuition.
Yes, I am. But I had to learn to get there, Kim. I had to learn to get there and really trust it, because we tend to be, as human beings, masters of self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that self-sabotage is rooted in a lack of self-worth. It's rooted in segments of ourselves where, as we grow up, possibly our parents are telling us, to live in the logical, tactical, and practical world. There's a lot in our upbringing that can sometimes knock that out of us.
Mm-hmm.
But it is rooted in each and every one of us. And again, one of the things that I had to learn, and this is what HeartMath taught me, and also when I became a Reiki master in 1998, this also taught me to get silent and to listen carefully. You may have noticed yesterday on my Facebook page, I put up a quote that listening and silent have the same letters. And when we get silent and really just get quiet and breathe in and out of our heart. And people say, well, sometimes I can't silence my brain. Just imagine for just a moment to have a big eraser just come and clear out all the clutter and breathe in and out of your chest and just get silent. And then from there, shift into a place of gratitude and appreciation and just stay there for about 60 seconds. You're shifting out of that head space and then tapping into your intuition and allowing the answers to come up for you. And anytime somebody says to me, I have a hard time going there, the first thing I do is say, okay, law of attraction, listen to the words. You're telling yourself you have a hard time going there. That is a mindset. And we talk about mindset. There are times I may need to bring in some EFT or tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Might even need to do a little bit of EFT work. NLP work there. And we do what we need to do to break through the fear of shifting into the heart. Because oftentimes we have our heart locked tight in an effort to protect ourselves. When in fact, when we lock our heart so tightly, we're doing much more damage to ourselves than protecting ourselves. See, the phone just agreed again.
Mm-hmm. It did, didn't it? So
it did.
So talk about, you've got NLP, tapping. A lot of people are going, what the heck is she talking about?
Tapping is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And just about everyone has heard of acupuncture. And acupuncture works with needles in the meridian points of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Tapping also works on the meridians of the body. And when you tap on specific points, it actually works with the electromagnetic field of the body. You incorporate the tapping with heart breathing, and the combination is a marriage made in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing both, the breathing as well as doing the tapping, and there are different tapping points, for example, inside of the eye, outside of the eye, under the nose, and in the chin. These are traditional acupuncture points. Also on top of the head, there are points underneath the sides of the arm like where a woman's bra strap goes. There are points all along our fingers. And when we tap in these areas, focusing on a specific situation, we can actually break through the negative energy that is holding us back. Neurolinguistic programming, what it does is it works with the brain, and I'll be able to talk about that even more so after next week. I'm doing a 5-day training program on neurolinguistic programming, getting certified in that and hypnosis, which I'm very excited about.
Cool.
And adding that to my toolkit. And the way we teach law of attraction, as I said with Michael Logier, it's steeped in NLP, neurolinguistic programming. It's very logical. Like I said, it's A plus B plus C equals D. Mm-hmm. And it works with the brains, with the brain. And when you talk in those terms where you can merge both, the practical, the technical, and the logical with the emotional and the energetic, it is a very powerful combination to help people break through easily and quickly. And not every tool works with every person. So the more tools that we add to our toolkits as practitioners, the more we can meet people where they are to break through. So somebody may come to me and say, I don't believe in intuition. That's okay. There's still other tools that we have that we can work with to help them shift into that place where they can attract more of what they want and less of what they don't want.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations. I did not know you were taking this next step that you are doing. That's amazing. But then again, you and I have not spoken in a while. So, that's right. Great. I'm excited to hear that. I want to shift here, Terry.
Sure.
I want to talk about the benefits of law of attraction, because I know you get to see it not just with yourself, but with your clients. And I know people are going, all right, these two, are talking about this. Share the benefits of this.
In a nutshell, you get more of what you want and less of what you don't want. Case in point, I wanted to speak in the Philadelphia area. 3 weeks later, I get a phone call from a high school friend who I haven't seen in 30 years who said, Terry, I need you to keynote speak for us. That's the benefit. It grows my business. It grows my bottom line, and it's growing my reputation. Last year in 2013, I put up on my wall that I wanted to write one international book. That's exactly the words I wrote. 2 weeks later, I was contacted by a publisher, and bada bing, bada boom, here we are. You and I are in the same book together. Mm-hmm. And that's the result of working with law of attraction. It's a combination of working with law of attraction and law of expectation. I put it up on a wall. I call it my vibrational business plan, where it's actually the back of my door in my office. This is exactly what I want. These are the things I already have in the pipeline, and these are the things that I want to come to me. And everything that I put up on that wall, I had within 3 months. So that's the result of working with law of attraction.
So I'm sorry, Terry. I thought you were finished with your sentence. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, when you're that clear about what you want, it's almost like there is, when you are so clear on what you want and you believe it, and there's absolutely very little resistance to it, it's like this alchemy of energies just come together to help create what it is that you are looking for and that you want. And it works for whether it's business, whether it's relationships, whether it's career, whether it's finances. The key is to get rid of that doubt. That doubt can be a killer.
Yes, it can. So, when I heard you speaking, you've got this, in the back of your door in your office and stuff like that, and so I hear vision board. I see and I hear vision board. So does that tie into what you are speaking about, Terry?
Somewhat. I have a vision board there that I made 2 years ago. Some of it has manifested. A lot of it still hasn't yet. It's coming. Little by little, it's coming. However, when I work with my vibrational business plan, that happens on that vibrational business plan just tends to ignite very quickly.
Okay.
And the reason is because of the way it's written out. At the very top, I acknowledge what is already coming in for the whole year. And what I do is I write that, what I know is true, at the very top. And I've got stickies, literally Post-it notes, all over the back of my wall. I have this on this date, this on this date, this on this date, this on this date. The next line is, this is what I'm working on. And I put on here all the things that I have identified on sticky notes that I want to come to me.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything that I want to come to me and everything that I'm working on. Everything is there. So the top line, the top row is everything that I already have. The second row, everything that I want and I'm giving attention to. And the third row is everything that I have no idea what's coming at me. Okay, but it's what the universe feels is in my best and highest good. And I have about 5 best and highest good stickies in that bottom row.
Yes. So you start. So what I hear you saying is you start with your vision for the year that's already. What were your words? For sure.
Those
for
are
real.
That is what I already have.
That's your. That's okay.
Date for a speech. That date for a workshop.
Yep.
I have this coaching with this client. That coaching with that client. These are the facts. This is what I already have booked and ready to go for the year.
Yes. So those are the ones that you already have booked and they're etched in, concrete. And then you go to the next line with your sticky. I hope your sticky Post-its are in multiple colors and your favorite colors.
They're heart-shaped. They're all heart-shaped.
And I hope they're purple and pink and red and all sorts of colors for you. Because that's always fun to do. I like working with multiple color markers and pens, and I've got a packet of all gel pens here that I love. I like making things colorful because I'm a big eye visual. I need things to pop, but so then the next line are the things that you would like to attract and achieve for the year. Awesome.
Exactly. For example, I want to meet the CEO of this company, or I want to meet someone from that company, or I want to be able to be a keynote speaker for this specific organization, or I want 12 people that are my ideal client to sign up for this program. So these are all the things that I'm looking for. And the beauty of writing it with the stickies is you move them around when you get them.
Yes.
That's why it's so cool playing with the stickies.
Yeah, you know what?
That's very active.
That's a great idea because I have a vision board, but I can't do my images on a sticky. But what I do for my vision board is I put things on a white construction paper and I pin it up on a bulletin board so that I can just remove them easily when I want to grow and add, and which is what you're basically doing with your heart stickies.
Right.
You can. I want just everybody out there to do as they see fit that's going to work for them. I love Terry's idea with the heart Post-its. Go get some markers. You can buy markers so inexpensively at Michael's, or like this pack of gel pens that I just got were like $5. It's a huge pack. There's so many in there. I get like, ooh, what color should I write with just today for my to-do list? Things like that. So I just want everyone to know there is no right or wrong, but order to do that LOA, the law of attraction, you have to feel and then you have to visualize it, and you have to get that visualization out of your head. There's more to it involved. That's why you can go over to Terry's website and connect with her or reach out to her on social media. So give those links again, Terry, and I think you also had a little complimentary thing you wanted to offer as well.
I do. But before we go there, you said something that I definitely need to address, and that is visualizing. One of the issues about visualizing, and I want to address this very quickly because there are so many of our listeners who are challenged with visualizing. Here's a way to do it. When I say the word Christmas tree, what image pops up for you? That, however it is that you see that Christmas tree, when you hear me say the words Christmas tree, that is how you visualize. add that because oftentimes in my workshops, I often have at least one or two people who say, I don't understand what you mean by visualizing because I just don't get it.
Oh.
And the moment I give that example, they're like, got it. Okay.
So say that again to everybody one more time, because I never thought that people would have would get a little challenged with visualizing. So say that again.
Oh, yes. So, well, it's because, Kim, some of us are visual, others are auditory, some are clairsentient. They just feel things, and others are claircognizant. They just know things. And we are a combination of all four. However, some of us are just so much stronger in one of the other clairs, what we call the clairs. And for people who have a hard time visualizing, and there are many, many, many people, just like there are a lot of people who don't hear things, but yet then there are a lot of others who do hear things. You know, it's about understanding that when you present it in a way that everybody can get it, those who we often throw the word visualize this. Well, we don't know if they know how to do that.
Yeah.
So envision what a Christmas tree looks like, because everybody knows what a Christmas tree looks like. And however people see that in their mind's eye, that is how they visualize.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's actually very, very, very simple. And it's to help people get out of their own way. And I'm trying to get the business discovery. I'm trying to get the website up, make sure it's working before I send it to you. I think we're going to have to send it later. It's not up. For some reason, it's just doesn't want to work properly. I apologize.
That's all right.
I'll post it up on can you post it up on your...
yeah, if you email that over to me, we can put it out.
Okay.
The Bold Radio.
I'm on the computer right now and I can't get it out.
Yeah,
so I don't want to send you to a website that is not, for whatever reason, not working properly. My apologies.
That's all right. You can send it over to me later on and we can get it out there.
Okay.
Not a problem. Again, go ahead and give all the links, though, how people can get in touch with you.
AwakenThePossibilities.com. AwakenThePossibilities.com. We also, you can find me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Terry Wilderman. And I'm also on LinkedIn, and I'm on Pinterest, and on Twitter at Terry Wilderman.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know what, Terry, we're going to wind this down here very shortly. And, you know, I love that you shared, you know, the benefits and the 1, 2, 3 and the A, B, C, D, you know, so people can wrap their minds around this law of attraction. And so a couple of things here. What is the first step that you would offer to everybody listening to step deeper into their LOA/intuition?
The first step to tap into intuition is to get silent and listen. Just get into a quiet place. And a technique that I share is, would you allow me to walk you through the technique?
Yeah.
I already hinted to it earlier today.
Yeah,
Can
you
we
want to do
60 seconds? Okay.
Yeah, Terry. Oh my gosh, yes.
I call this
Yes.
a 60-second tune-up.
Yes.
Okay? This is a 60-second tune-up that absolutely anybody can do. Okay? So sit quietly in your chair, put your feet on the floor, and let go of your weight and allow the chair to support you. It is very important that you do that. And the reason is the chair was built to support you. So this is doing two things when you allow the chair to support you. A, you are delegating. And for people who are control freaks, this can be a challenge. I have people in my workshops who cannot give up complete control and body to the chair. It is hysterical. Which means, by the way, that often means that they are very poor delegators in the workplace. And they fully admit it. It is a hoot. So practice on letting go of your weight, letting go of your body, and allow the chair to support you. So relaxing. The next step is to get your hand and imagine it's an air magnet and putting it right on your chest. And you shift your consciousness to right underneath where your hand is. Now imagine air going into your hand, into your chest, and out of your chest through your hand. So your hand is a guide. And just keep breathing deeply. And with each breath, allow your body to relax even more, starting with your scalp, your face, your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Brilliant. And now, either hear, envision, or feel something that is specifically delicious for you, whether it's a walk on the beach, whether it's hiking, whether it's holding a kitten or a puppy, a significant other, a baby, and just for 30 seconds, imagine that, feel it, think it, sense it, own it, as you breathe in and out of your hand. There you have it.
It's wonderful.
Isn't that easy?
It is, and that's really nice because, Terry, we are such a quick, fast-paced moving, instantaneously society, aka Google.com and things like that. But we do need little bits and pieces like that, if you will, throughout our day, especially with the mindset of people saying, "Oh, I can't meditate because I think I got to sit with my legs crossed and meditate for an hour." Well, no, I don't meditate I personally do not meditate for an hour. So to have a little 60-second tidbit like that. You could do that when you get in your car before you pull out of a parking lot. You can do that at your desk. You can do. It's very, 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 very easy.
I encourage the folks who come to my workshops or teleclasses or webinars or my keynote speeches to give themselves the honor of doing that every 60 seconds. Mm-hmm. And what you're doing is, how you oil a car to keep it running well? That's what that little exercise does. It keeps you running well because of the specific hormones that it releases. And it's a very powerful little tool that is so simple, you don't believe it's working, and it really is. Mm-hmm. Because it's reducing your cortisol levels, and it's increasing your DHEA levels. And the more DHEA you have in your body, the better and easier it is for you to work with challenging situations that come up.
Yeah, yeah.
And the cool thing is that you can, once you really keep practicing that and working with that, what'll happen is it becomes a habit, and when things get challenging, the moment they get challenging, you can train yourself to automatically shift into your chest in the moment, breathing deeply, and it allows you to hear things even better than you did before. It's very cool. And by the way, I got the website up.
Oh, okay, great. So you can share it. Good.
Yes. And the website is www.discoveryprocesstoolkit.com.
Say it again one more time.
discoveryprocesstoolkit.com.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And there you will download the discovery process infographic, the discovery process template, a PDF that gives you the instructions on how to work with the process, as well as an audio.
Awesome. That's wonderful. You know what? We're going to wrap this up on this one word that I really just heard you say is simple. It's just simple. People, everyone listening, you don't have to go to the nth degree to clear yourself, to become stronger, to hear and feel your intuition, and to do the law of attraction. Keep things simple. Terry just gave us a 60-second tool. It's so simple, but huge and effective. So I like that, Terry, that you said simple. It's simple. And it's like almost, I think we as human beings, when we hear the word simple, if it's too simple, we think, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, that's so not going to work. We think things have got to be always rock solid hard, and we got to pound pavements and sweat to get there. Not at all. Not at all. And some things that we do, we do have to work hard at some things, but in order to turn into ourselves and ground ourselves and calm ourselves, it could be very simple. It could be a 60-second tool. Gosh, you could do that while you're making your coffee in the morning.
Yes, absolutely. I actually have software. If folks go to heartmath.com, HEARTMATH.com, they will see the M-Wave software that is there. There's also a little handheld unit that can help them reduce their stress dramatically. This is what I use for my highly stressed executives. It's a really cool little tool. And we can actually measure the heart rate variability, and there are 5 different levels on this software. So it's just a brilliant piece of work to help you get very tuned in, tapped in, and turned on.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it. Terry, thank you so much for being on the show today. This has been your second time on my show, and it's always such a pleasure. It's just the wealth of information and wisdom that you bring to the table. And I so appreciate you offering a couple of these golden nuggets to the listeners. And again, everybody, you don't have to take all these nuggets. Choose one, take them all, whatever. And be sure you reach out to Terry to let her know how the nuggets are working, and to connect with her, and to follow her into more things that she's doing. So, again, Terry, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. And congratulations that you're going on with some more certifications. It's just going to help. And congratulations on your international bestseller. That was just this past week. Oh, my gosh.
That's right.
I can't believe it's Thursday.
And congratulations to you. You're in that one, too.
Thank you very much. Yes, that is The Missing Piece in Business. It's available on Amazon.com. And you can get to know Terry and I even more from our perspective of business, and take away some more golden nuggets. So, so Terry, enjoy your time in Philadelphia. If you wouldn't mind, just take a seat in the green room and let me wrap the show up, and I'll come down and have a seat with you in a minute. Thank you, everyone, for joining Terry and I today. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Terry as much as I did. And stay tuned for Lead Her Up Is In Women on the Rise. We will not be here next Thursday because Kim will be in Mexico. Yay! I need a little bit of an oomph into spring. So I will be here on Monday evening. Join us as well. Stay tuned. There's so much going on at Bold Radio Station right now. Gosh, even as much as a high energy, fast-paced person I am, I'm like, ooh, I love it, trying to keep up with it all, and it's just all good stuff. So please go to www.boldradiostation.com. You can see the changes and what's going on there. Stay in touch there. We're also on Facebook. Please come on over and like the Bold Radio Station Facebook page, and you'll see announcements there as well. And reach out to me if you are interested in a co-authoring opportunity. Terry and I, that's how we met. We've done a few. They're beautiful, great platforms of opportunities for your business. And also, too, if you are desiring a radio show, reach out, boldradiostation.com, and also kimbsmith.com. Everyone go out there. Today is happy first day of spring, and it's also International Happy Day. So go out there and play that happy song. Oh, my gosh, and dance it on up, and just choose to be happy. Happiness does not come in a pretty blue Tiffany box. Happiness is a choice. So go make it a great day, and we look forward to hearing you live again next week. Take care, everybody.